Late 80s and 90s are universally remembered as the golden era of hip-hop. It was a time when two young artists, a DJ and an MC, could grab a microphone, step into a basement studio, and literally change global culture forever. But behind the iconic records, the sold-out arenas, and the legendary album covers lay a dark, repeating tragedy. Almost every iconic duo or group that defined this era ended in bitter rivalries, financial betrayal, or quiet silence. Why did the greatest partnerships in hip-hop history always fall apart? Was it corporate greed, backroom manipulation, or simply the toxic trap of the music industry? This is the untold pattern that destroyed the pioneers of the golden era. In 1987, Eric B. and Rakim dropped Paid in Full, a project that completely revolutionized rap flow and beat production. On paper, they were the ultimate duo. Eric B. brought the street hustle, the business connections, and the hard-hitting beats, while Rakim brought a revolutionary, complex flow that earned him the title The God MC. Their chemistry felt untouchable, but off-stage, a financial storm was brewing. For nearly 30 years, mystery surrounded why they suddenly stopped making music at the absolute peak of their run in 1992. The truth came down to business manipulation. Bad record contracts, publishing disputes, and label politics drove a wedge between their brotherhood. While Rakim was focused on perfecting the craft, financial distrust began to poison the relationship. What started as an unstoppable partnership ended in decades of silence, leaving one of hip-hop's greatest duos unable to speak to each other for over a quarter of a century. If Eric B. and Rakim were victims of silent fractures, N.W.A.'s collapse was a full-blown war. In 1988, 5 young men from Compton dropped straight out of Compton, shocking the world as the world's most dangerous group. They were generating millions for Ruthless Records. But while Eazy-E and manager Jerry Heller were living lavishly, the man writing the vast majority of the lyrics, Ice Cube, was getting paid pennies. Ice Cube realized the math wasn't adding up. When he asked for a fair breakdown of his earnings, he was met with delayed tactics and unfair contracts. Cube made a decision that stunned the entire music industry. He walked away from the biggest rap group in the world at the peak of their fame. What followed was brutal. The remaining members attacked Cube on record, prompting Ice Cube to respond with No Vaseline, one of the most lethal diss tracks in history, exposing the financial greed behind the scenes. Soon after, Dr. Dre realized Ice Cube was telling the truth, leading to Dre's explosive exit and the total death of N.W.A. Greed didn't just split a group, it destroyed a brotherhood that could have dominated for decades. Financial disputes weren't the only thing tearing pioneers apart. Sometimes the business turned into pure paranoia and street danger. Enter EPMD, Eric Sermon and Parrish Smith, the masters of business and rhymes. By 1992, EPMD was an undeniable powerhouse with back-to-back gold albums. But behind closed doors, trust completely shattered. In late 1991, armed gunmen broke into Parrish Smith's home in a terrifying invasion. Rumors began spreading that someone from within their own camp had set up the robbery. Suspicion turned inward. Parrish began suspecting people close to Eric's sermon, while Eric claimed complete ignorance. The environment turned toxic overnight. They couldn't stand in the same room without fear and hostility. EPMD abruptly disbanded at the height of their success, proving that when street politics and money mix with fame, trust disappears. Looking back at the golden era, a heartbreaking pattern emerges. Young, visionary artists were brought together by a pure love for the culture, only to be thrown into a predatory industry built to divide and conquer. Record executives routinely exploited young talent's lack of legal knowledge, using money and ego to turn friends into enemies. Today's generation of hip-hop artists learn directly from these exact sacrifices. Modern rappers own their masters, read the fine print, and protect their business. But the scars of the 90s remain permanent. Eric B. and Rakim